Well, Chito Vera, man, what a performance that was. I mean, you've been fighting for a while. Have you ever felt like that much in the zone ever as you were tonight?
Um, I just feel like experience, is accumulating, and each time I'm feeling, better in there, and it's just the work I put through the year. I'm working year round. I'm in the gym every day. I'm working on my skills. I'm working on everything. I pick up practice in the morning, then do something in the afternoon. But I'm always doing something. I'm wrestling. I'm grappling. I'm sparring all the time. We bring in pro boxers. We bring in good kickboxers. Like I don't need a fight to go to the gym.
Hmm.
I wake up thinking I need to get things done. That's why like when they call me, I'm just capable to go in there and do it. My first 5 rounds and I went through.
Well, you've seen it like I'm almost like comparing it to like a basketball game where a guy just cannot miss, from behind the 3-point line. Like, is that what it felt like out there tonight?
Yeah, the guy is strong. He came in hard. I knew he was trying to. That's why in the first round I kind of like feel him a little bit. I was more defensive because I knew if miss weight, he wanna get in there. And he said, I wanna get in there and leave before the second round. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be that easy for you, but whatever you say. No, I think he talked a lot before, and years ago he was talking too. So I was like, one day they will call to match us up, and then you will pay. I'm not too much of a reply guy on social media, but when we fight, if I see you, it's gonna go down.
I mean, we say this about you that you're a slow starter. Are we wrong about that? Like, is it a slow start, or is that exactly how you kind of want a first round to look?
Yeah, but I will say that more slow start if somebody's whooping my ass in the first round. I think I want to see the speed. I want to see the power. He got heavy in his hands, but he showed a lot his punches too. So it was easier to watch him coming. So I just I want to see what's in front of me before I get too crazy. And then when I see the speed and the timing, then I go.
You said your mind is catching up to your physical. What do you mean by that?
That's something my coach always says. My coaches used to say that. He basically teach me that. He said like, there's fighters that have very good skill, but their mind, are not ready for that. So that's why when I made it to UFC as a 6-1 guy, I don't have any experience. I don't have any amateur experience, and then now I have 20 fights in the UFC. So now like my mind is catching up to my body. So like they're working together. My mind is sharp now. All the hard work that I put is catching up to my mind, so I can fight like that at any time.
I feel like we got to see a new weapon out of you, and that's maybe even just the fourth and fifth round. That you are going to be a guy who takes over in the fourth and fifth round. Is that
Yeah,
how you feel?
yeah. I always knew that. I'm running 13, 14 miles every weekend, regardless if I have a fight or not. So if my heart rate can be that high and I can do fast miles for that many time, good luck in here for 25 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And you were a little emotional after the win. When Bisping
Yeah.
was talking to you. Why? Why this one?
I just feel like, it's my first main event. I'm talking to Bisping. I feel we have similar careers. Um, he was under my coach too, so it was like a lot in the same place. My family was here. My dad was here. I think my dad haven't been in a fight in a long time. I think last time he was in a fight was in Argentina. That's a while ago. So, I used to have a lot in my plate coming up to this fight. My whole family flew here. My sister is here, her husband. So all my 3 kids were here too. So, I had that reason to fight hard. So, but when the fight's over, of course, those emotions come out, and I don't mind crying. So,
Tough men cry, man.
yeah,
When you say it's been a long journey and I've come through a lot to get here, I mean, any of us can kind of try and look at your life or look at your career and figure out what you mean. What do you mean? When you're in that moment and you're referring to those, what are you talking about?
mainly when I was like 16 years old, and I was, just a crazy, exciting kid. I was like, hey guys, I want to be in the UFC one day. And people was like, what is the UFC in first place? Like, that's how green was fans in Ecuador about the UFC. So I always tell everybody, I want to be in the UFC. I want to be in the UFC. And these guys that was in the gym were telling me, hey bro, like just do some jiu-jitsu and then go to college. Like this UFC thing is not gonna happen. And I was like, well, you're gonna watch me one day. And I'm still in contact with those guys because we started training at the same jiu-jitsu gym, and they're like, wow, dude, like you were for real. I'm like, I don't around. When I say I want something, I go and get it. Doesn't matter what it is. And it's life. You will fail at some point. It's how you stand up and keep going that will show you how far you will go. And I fell before, but I don't stay in the ground. I get up and go.
You think that fight should have been stopped at any point?
Yeah, he took a lot of damage. He was getting dropped with big shots and with big kicks. So, but that's not up to me. I'm not a nice person in that way. We're fighting for money and we're fighting for position in this company. So it's like, it's up to the referee, and I know I can be in that spot too. So, it's almost like you accept death before you walk to that cage, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So tell me about the champ 2, 3, 4 in this division. How does Marlon Vera stack up against those guys?
Well, at the moment, I am number 5. I took his number. That's a fact. So 4, 3, and 2. Whenever the UFC call me, I'm gonna take the phone and put the boots and go to work.
What do you think those fights look like? A fight. I mean, we've seen you fight Aldo. That was a couple years ago. But you and TJ, you and Petr Yan. What do you think those fights look like?
I would love to fight Aldo again, just because of how the fight went. I think 1-on-1 going to the third, and then he put me in a position he couldn't escape, and fair and square he won. But I felt that's a guy that I will do something similar to him and finish him. So I would like to get that rematch and see who goes for the belt later.
Man, I'll let you get to it, but absolutely fantastic performance.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.